Welcome to exercise 11, slow flight. In this video, we will go over the main steps to performing slow flight at flight test standards. We won't be going over theory, which is explained in details in the PGI provided in the video description. Slow flight is a pure skill-based exercise. Hand and feet coordination is of utmost importance, as well as safety. The examiner will always specify the parameters at which the exercise is to be performed, that is, the altitude, the flap setting, and the heading. He will not state the speed, as you are expected to know that slow flight happens when you are flying at the back of the power curve, that is below best endurance speed, but above stall speed. It is therefore a range of speed and not a specific airspeed. The first step is to set the airplane at the requested altitude and heading. We will then complete the Hazel check. Here is a demonstration of how to complete a proper Hazel check. State out loud your altitude, 3,000 feet. Verify the area is unpopulated so the exercise can be performed at a maximum level of safety. Check left and then check right. Engine. Verify that engine gauges are in the green, hold temperature and pressure. Check for mags on both, mixture rich, carbide hot, and fuel tank on both. Security. Visually verify your seatbelt is securely fastened, as well as the examiner's seatbelt. Check for any baggage in the bag and make sure they're safely stowed. Finally, verify the doors are locked. Lookouts. From the assigned heading, complete the 2 90 degrees turn or 1 180 degrees turn. Make sure you thoroughly look outside to check for any safety hazards such as airplanes or obstacles. The turn should not be more than 30 degrees of bank to ensure smooth control during the external lookout. Once the Hazel check is complete, re-establish the plane on the desired heading and correct the altitude if you deviated during the turn. State, Hazel check complete. For the purpose of this video, we will assume the examiner asks us the following. Establish the plane into slow flight on a heading of 360 degrees at an altitude of 3,000 feet with flaps 10. Note the flap settings can range from no flaps to full flaps. When ready to begin the exercise, reduce the power to 1,500 RPM. As you reduce the power, the plane will tend to nose down. Smoothly apply a gradual back pressure to maintain the desired altitude and trim. The speed will start to go down. Once in a wide arc, lower the flaps to the requested setting. Remember that lowering the flaps will generate more lift and more drag, thus requiring less nose up and more power. Once the airspeed reaches around 50 knots, you are in slow flight. You will need to add power between 1700 to 2000 RPM depending upon the flap setting. The power should be added promptly to prevent the plane from either stalling or descending. As you increase power, expect a fair amount of rudder to be required to maintain coordinated flight because of the slipstream of the propeller and the rudder. Once established in slow flight, trim the airplane so you do not need to exercise any pressure on the controls. Slow flight is characterized by slow indicated airspeed, slow ground speed, stall hold, sluggish control surfaces, and a high nose-up attitude, and relatively high power setting. At all times, if there is any deviation, correct promptly. Slow flight is an exercise which directly tests your pitch and power relationship understanding. If you are climbing, but the speed is fine, you have too much power and you can lower the nose slightly. On the contrary, if you are descending, you don't have enough power and need to raise the nose slightly. The sooner you correct for a deviation, the less correction you'll have to apply. Remember that on the flight test, you should not expect to be in slow flight for more than roughly 30 seconds. If the examiner remains silent, it probably is because you need to correct a parameter. Keep in mind that we are flying VFR, we should therefore maintain a strong lookout on our surroundings. Recovery from slow flight is straightforward. First, apply full power and set carbides on close. It will take around 3-4 seconds before you first need to start lowering the nose gradually. As the speed increases, raise the flaps in stages. Once the airspeed is back to normal cruise value, around 90 knots, reduce the power to 2400 RPM and trim so the plane is safely back to cruise flight. The exercise is not over until you have established the airplane safely back at the requested altitude and heading. The standards at which we will execute slow flight are plus minus 100 feet of altitude, plus minus 10 degrees of the assigned heading, and minus 0, otherwise you are stalling, plus 10 knots of the slow flight speed range. That is almost everything you need to know for slow flight. This exercise will come in a variety of flap settings. It is also possible to extend or retract flaps during the exercise. You will also see how to do a couple turns in slow flight. The 5 main key points to remember from this video are: complete the Hazel check before the exercise. Failing to do so will lead to failure of the exercise. Follow a strict procedure for the entry. Do not improvise. Even though RPM settings are guidelines, you should strongly consider them. Correct promptly as soon as possible when there is any kind of deviation, even if it's a matter of 10 feet or 2 knots. We're flying VFR. Maintain an effective lookout through the exercise. And finally, the exercise is not over until you are back at normal cruise flight. You will see during your in-flight lesson a variety of flap settings, turns in slow flight, etc. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon for exercise 12, which is in direct continuity of slow flight, stalls.